Hello and welcome back to this video. In this video we're going to talk about strategy, why it's important and how to set up a good strategy. During research we found that having a good social media strategy is a key to success. During years of research we found that there are actually three main components to have in your strategy. One is about engagement, how to connect with your potential customer, employer or volunteer. The second one is about enable. So how are you going to make sure that you do it? And the third part is about evaluate. How are you going to make sure that you evaluate and monitor the right things? So this is done in a digital strategy canvas. Every part is connected into 4 subparts. We will go to that a little bit deeper. Why is it important to have a good strategy? Because a good strategy makes sure that you keep on track of your goals and make sure that you have the right ROI and monitoring during the project. The first part is about engage. You want to reach out to your potential employer, customer or volunteer, or maybe in some other target group. So what you do is you set up your goals. What goals do you want to have? Do you want to get employed by a certain employer? Do you want to go sell and research for certain things online? Things like this you have to think about. After this, you think about your target groups. What are my target groups? How can we reach them? And what are their interests? In the last video, we talked about personas. A great way of thinking about your target group is to use the persona method. In this way, you get a clear overview about your target group and you make sure that you have the right things written. Because if you know the goals and the target group, you talk about the channels. What channels can be used to get the job and help you to get your goals? Last but not least is about content. Are we going to make movies? Are we going to make video? And how does this content contribute to our goals? If we know that, we're going to the next part. And we're going to talk about enable. Enable also has 4 parts. And usually, most important is capacity. How much time do you reserve for your social media strategy? Do you want to use resources? Do you have financial capacity to do advertising? Are you working together with partners, like other people? Or are you in a network that you can help each other? And what policies are important for you that your brand is being exposed? The last part is about evaluation. How do you evaluate your digital strategy? There are 4 parts again: ROI, monitoring, tools and listening. Evaluate is how are you make sure that you're going to see the right things. Because you're going to reach something, you can put budget in it, but if you don't evaluate, it doesn't really matter. So ROI is, what does it in the end have to bring? Probably it has to bring a job. So how are we going to monitor that? What metrics do we check? Do we check the amount of Facebook likes, the amount of people we reached? What do we actually check? If we have some plans for that, if we know that how many times we need to get an interview, how many people we need to reach, in that case we can know what metrics we will monitor. Tools. There are different kind of tools which can be used to do your social media strategy. You can think of Facebook tools, LinkedIn tools, Hootsuite tools and all kind of other things. And the last and most important question is, how do we listen to the consumer? How are we going to listen and make sure that we give him the right things? That we listen what we see in our evaluation and that we're actually going to use it. In the next video, we will go more into detail about the practical implementation of this strategy. We give you some concrete examples what you can do to advertise yourself.